Hello, my name is Chris Gleason, and this is a report on NorthCoast99 winners of 2024 and high-performing workplaces, and how high-performing workplaces can connect to my CTE program of visual design. The purpose of this report is to outline the parameters of the high-performing workplaces and to highlight the values of those workplaces. Additionally, how visual design can study and learn from NorthCoast99 winners, and how to improve the curriculum of the CTE classroom by studying such winners. Bialosky is a 10-time NorthCoast99 winner, earning a Legacy Award in 2024, and is a multidisciplinary design firm featuring graphic design into their architecture projects. They are an ideal company for the visual design pathway to study and learn how to become the ideal candidate. The main purpose of this study was to determine what skills to focus on in the classroom for students graduating with such a narrow pathway. With a below-average job growth rate, the candidates that emerge from my program must be self-aware, critically thinking, humble, open-minded, and have a can-do attitude. The research questions that are determined to be answered are there any general tips that Bialosky can tell the visual design students about how to succeed in today's workforce? How Bialosky defines a top performer, and what traits do these candidates need to thrive in a top-performing firm? What does Bialosky do to further train employees? Is there any training for leadership development, social needs, or globalization skills that is beyond the scope of the normal day-to-day project? What does Bialosky do to rebound from a mistake or error? And finally, what kinds of businesses does Bialosky do specifically? And do they act on the global stage? And if so, in what ways? Research methods on Bialosky involved extensive review of their website, various internet searches, and finally conducting an interview with Bialosky's senior graphic designer, Chelsea Finnemore. The history of the company started with Jack Bialosky Sr., who started the firm in his apartment in 1951, focusing on a family-first lifestyle. They have an A+ rank on the Better Business Bureau and are a NorthCoast99 Legacy winner, maintaining company standards for over 70 years. In regards to research question number 1, are there any general tips that Bialosky can tell the visual design students about how to succeed in today's workforce? The things that were discovered were candidates need to maintain being intelligent, skilled, confident, optimistic, and being an active learner. When asking Chelsea, she reported with maintaining flexibility and an open mind, explore new things. She wouldn't have discovered her dream job if she had maintained a narrow focus of graphic design. In regards to how does Bialosky define a top performer and what traits do candidates need to thrive in a top-performing firm? The top performers have a responsibility to help and work intelligently in a multicultural environment. Chelsea said that they are strong problem solvers, humble enough to ask for help if needed, and that leadership at Bialosky recognizes the strengths and weaknesses of their employees, and they assign projects specifically with those strengths and weaknesses in mind. In regards to what does Bialosky do to further train its employees, and is there any training for leadership development, social needs, or globalization skills that is beyond the scope of a normal day-to-day project? Chelsea said that the company does lunch and learns, in which they catch the team up over their projects throughout the course of the week, or the time period that they have missed. They commonly have community leaders in to discuss or collaborate an idea or a presentation. They have a mentor program in which new employees connect with a senior employee, and they are the ones that they can direct any questions to and kind of are the go-to person for anything that they might need. This mentor is assisting the new employee in the ways of the design-first lifestyle. They assist in several community projects, and they contribute at least 1% of annual revenue for pro bono time. What happens when Bialosky makes a mistake, and how do they rebound from that error? Well, They maintain being humble. Chelsea said, learn how to talk about your work and how to talk to your clients about your work. You need practice and confidence in talking with your teammates and fellow employees in regards to the projects that you're working on and developing. Reflecting on your mistakes is the best way to learn from them. And finally, when asked what kinds of business does Bialosky do specifically, and do they act on a global stage, and if so, in what way? It's primarily an architecture-based firm, but they are a multidisciplinary firm, and they believe in having several disciplines under one umbrella will help the firm succeed overall. They take on single-family homes, all the way up to large projects like working on Crocker Park. They boast a wide range of clients from all throughout Ohio, but they do this while maintaining global practice standards, even though they are not participating yet on the global stage. In conclusion, in order for the students of the visual design pathway to succeed in the workforce, they must be equipped with the skills to succeed as top performers and excel in the ability to be confident in their work, while being open-minded enough to adapt to any situation. Studying and emulating workplaces that employ these top performers will enhance students' experiences beyond the scope of high school. Organizations that honor these companies, such as the NorthCoast99, are valuable resources for teachers to reflect upon and use to influence their curriculum. In the visual design pathway, one company most closely resembled the life of the designer is the Bialosky firm. Bialosky does everything by design. They ensure that not only the projects they work on uphold the best workplace standards and follow best global practices, but also the hiring of their employees is by design, accepting those with an open mind, flexibility, willingness to learn, maintaining humility, and above all else, having a family-first mindset. Winning a legacy award from the NorthCoast99 Organization is a momentous feat, and researching the company finds that it is all true and a really great place for an open-minded designer to aspire to. Even correspondence with senior graphic designer at Bialosky was easy, seamless, and inviting, as they took time to provide interview questions while responding with a busy schedule. Ms. Finmore's responses proved how ongoing communication with companies that parallel their CTE track can only improve the way necessary skills are taught through the visual arts field.